guys, it's Bernadette, and I'm coming to you today with a little bit of playtime in my journal. So I was thumbing through my Dina Wakley book here, which is the blue journal, and I ran across this page that I had actually mixed Jane Davenport Incredible Ink blueberry color, and I mixed that with the Dylusions White Linen Ink Spray, and the two combined made this beautiful slate gray bluish color. So I'm going to be working with this today. This is from quite a while ago, so it's good and dry in my journal, and I'm going to be doing some collage. So grab a drink, grab a snack, and join me for some fun journal playtime. Thanks, guys. Okay, so I have this napkin here, and it has some really nice seashells on it, as well as coral and a seahorse right here. And I'm going to just start off by taking the 2 layers off of the back, because each napkin, when you purchase it, it comes with a minimum of 1 layer. Most napkins come with 2 or more layers. And so the first step you always want to do is to remove those backing layers from the decorative napkin. And do not throw these away, because these are valuable. Please check out my video of From Trash to Your Stash, and I show you exactly what to do with these. So I set them aside, and then I decide exactly what collage elements I want. Now, I'm not going to be too fussy about this. I do know that I want this seahorse in it. So I am just going to take some water and a paintbrush, and I'm going to just moisten my paintbrush with the water, kind of along where I want this napkin to tear. There we go. And it just makes the tearing process easier. That's all that step does. But I like doing it sometimes. I don't do it all the time. And that's a nice corner piece. So I'm going to put that right there. And I am going to be using the Vicki Boutin Matte Acrylic Gel right now. And this is to glue down my different collage pieces. So I just moisten that, stick it on, and then kind of lightly go over the area with some remainder There we go, with some remainder of the Vicki Boutin Matte Acrylic Gel. And I'm going to add a little bit more on top. And I'm going to move this. I really like the color combination of what I'm getting here. It's really beautiful. Then I'm going to lift this up because it doesn't look like I got enough of the acrylic gel on the bottom. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose another piece, and I think I'm going to just choose the crab. So see the difference? This is when I don't use the water. And like I said, sometimes I use the water, sometimes I don't. So I'm just going to put some matte medium on the bottom here again. A generous amount. And I don't want this to be too fussy. I don't want it to look like I put too much thought into what goes where. And so I am just going to quickly add some more elements. And I don't have a focal point for this page yet. I just want to work on this background. And I think that we're going to be good if I can do just one more. Let's see. This anchor looks like it might fit well. Just over this area. There we go. I like the way that looks. I think I'm going to add just a little bit right up here. Kind of have it going off the page. Yeah, I like that. It looks a little bit more random now. And maybe just a hair going off this page right here as well. Yeah. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is, oh, by the way, I've mentioned this in other videos, but I thought I'd mention it again, that I am using this brush from a hair dye kit from Sally Beauty Supply, and it was very inexpensive. The bristles are kind of like plastic, so the brush will not get ruined as quickly and easily with this collage medium. So I really like using this brush. Okay, so that part is done. Now what I'm going to do is, because I am videotaping today, I am going to dry it with my heat gun. Typically I would let it air dry, but I'm going to use my heat gun today. So I'll be back. Okay, that's pretty dry. Not as dry as I would typically like it, but it'll do for now. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the Jane Davenport color sticks, and this is in Deep Truth. Now these color sticks, as far as I know, are not available at this moment, but if you have some left over from her collection, they're really, really great to work with. And I think that this color will really make this page stand out. So I am just going to add a little bit here and there and rub it in with my finger just to have some shading, some darker spots and some lighter spots on this page. I'm not going to do the whole area. And with that matte medium underneath, it really does smudge nicely. And if you wanted to, these are water soluble as well. And I will show you, I could actually, after smudging them in, take a brush, a moist brush, and just go over the whole area there with some water, and it changes the color, and it just gives it a different depth and a different look as well to the page. So there's a couple of options there. Now what I'd like to do is I don't want everything to be in the foreground the way it is. So I'm going to grab some stencils. And I think, let's see, what stencil do I want to use today? I don't want anything too busy. Let's see, I'm going to use those. Oh, mermaid scales. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So what I'm going to do is I am going to get the Dilutions paint. In the white. Pick a little bit of it up on my dauber, wipe some of it off, and just kind of work that into the sponge. Grab a little bit more, work that into the sponge as well. There we go. Now I'm going to just randomly actually, I like it turned that way. Randomly go over some of these collaged areas and see how that kind of pushes some of it to the back immediately. And that's what I'm looking for. I don't want everything to be bright in the foreground. I want to push some things back. So that's looking really good. I'm going to get some more paint. And that's the whole idea with collage. You know, as long as you have things in the background and things in the foreground, that's all that really matters. But the most important thing is that you have fun while you're doing it. And that's what we always have to remember. That's what I always have to remind myself of all the time. That the final product doesn't matter as much as the enjoyment that I had putting it together. There we go. And now that's kind of sinking back into the page, which is exactly what I wanted it to do. There we go. And I am done with that stencil for now. I am going to move on to, instead of using this round stencil, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use some bubble wrap. And I'm just going to take a small piece of the bubble wrap and tear it off. You don't need much at all. And then I am going to get just a little bit of paint. There we go, on the side of my mat. Dip the bubble wrap in there. And then I am going to press the pattern on. Okay. I'm going to get a little bit more paint. I want it a little thicker. There we go. And this bubble wrap looks especially good with the sea water or sea life motif. Now I don't want it to be too thick. I just want to add some texture. Now I think what I'm going to do is I am going to just lightly dip a couple of the bubble wrap areas in, and then I'm going to gently print just to have some added visual texture. There, I like that a lot. There we go. And I will be right back. I am going to now dry this. Okay, that's nice and dry. Now I think for the foreground, what I am going to do is I am going to go back and get that other seahorse that was on the napkin. Ooh, let's see. I like this part of the pattern right here. So I'm going to tear this out. And then I'm going to get the seahorse. And tear him out as well. Just go all the way around him. There we go. There, I like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to just lightly go in the background and smudge some white paint here in the middle and make like an oval shape. Because that's exactly where we are going to add our focal point. And we want it to stand out. So there's a seahorse. So we can go ahead and glue him down. When you take the brush out of the water, of course, you want to dab the brush on a paper towel so that you don't incorporate all of that extra water onto your piece. And then I'm going to put some more matte medium over the top. And some matte medium where this is going to be. I like that. Just like that. Tear a piece off. There we go. Because I want that seahorse to look like it's kind of behind that. Okay, great. It'll look good right there. I'm almost out of this. A little does go a long way, though. There we go. Now I have those two elements that I really, really want to stand out. So I'm going to dry that again. Now that that's dry, I'm going to just go back with the remaining paint that I had on my sponge. I'm just going to go around in an oval, careful not to cover the two elements that I want to be in the foreground. but I want to push everything back. And then I think what I'm going to do is I am going to get, this crayon again, and I'm also going to get the Tim Holtz Distress Crayon, and this is Chipped Sapphire. So I'm going to start out by drawing an oval around these two elements. I'm going to dampen that paintbrush and just wet. Oh yeah, this is perfect. Wet the crayon and just go around it. And it's gonna look kind of like a frame. There we go. I really like that. And I can be generous with the color, kind of smudge it all the way around. Careful not to go inside the oval. I like that a lot. And see how it's gone from background to foreground. Here we go. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to get the Jane Davenport Power Pastels, and I am going to get the color Hydropower and just lightly go over this oval. Just to give it a little bit more depth and texture, because this is like a wax crayon. There we go. That looks pretty. And maybe I'll even go over it in black. There we go. I'm going to call that good right there, and I am just going to go back and add some more dots with the bubble wrap. Careful not to get too much paint on the bubble wrap, because I do want them to make nice circles. Perfect. Kind of going up like that. Almost like we're looking through something at some sea life. I love that. And then I'm going to dry that off, and then at that point I will decide if I want to add anything else or if I'm going to call that good. There we go. It's mostly dry. Whatever is still damp, I am going to let it dry naturally. And then I am just going to do one more thing. I am going to take a pen, and this pen is the Fude Ball 1.5 pen. It's water and fade proof. And I am just going to write the word ocean. Just like that. And I am going to call this page good. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you received some ideas or some inspiration today from this video. Please, if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. And also, please hit the like button, and please feel free to send me any comments or questions in the section below. Until next time, guys, thanks and have a good day. Bye.